Hey everyone and welcome back to my channel. Let's play Battleground.
So as I mentioned a few weeks back, I'm trying to gain a higher rank in Battleground this season. Last season I ranked in the bronze category and I was kind of disappointed that I didn't make it any higher. And this season I'm currently at silver 5 and about halfway progress to gold. As always, if you see your name in this battle, please drop me a comment and say hi. So this season of Battleground ends on the 30th of December, so I have just under a month to gain a higher rank in this. I'm trying to play at least one match a day, although this sometimes proves difficult with real life stuff getting in the way of that. I've been doing some bits on eBay and having to go to the post office in the mornings, and that's generally the time that I try to play Battleground, as most of my friends play Diablo in the evenings and I like to be able to play with them in the different game modes rather than doing everything solo. I generally have my mornings as my solo time in Diablo if I do actually get time to play in the mornings. So that's how I run this and how I've been trying to get in the matches, generally more in the morning than in the evening. But obviously evening matches for Battleground is quite nice because the Battleground is open for most of the evening now. I think this is probably going to be my first mistake in this match as I'm pretty much on my own, and this CC here from this monk is insane. So monk was one of the few classes that didn't have any balancing in the recent update. A lot of people questioned this as people were saying that the class is OP, but you know what? Monk, in my eyes, like Barbarian, it was bottom of the barrel for a long time in Battleground. Monk more so than Barbarian. And so it's nice for them to have a little bit of their time to shine in the spotlight for Battleground. It is not fun to face them, however, and I do feel that some class balancing still needs to happen for Battleground. I do also feel, as I've said before, Wizard has totally been pigeonholed into being a support class in Battleground rather than actually being able to hold their own like we were originally. I'm going to make a video at some point showing some of my previous builds that I was using in Battleground and what used to happen. A lot of people that have been on my channel for a long time will remember that I was playing quite close combat builds. Again, this monk has totally kicked my ass there. So although the kill was given to a Tempest there, I believe, but that definitely was the monk with all their CC there. So I'm still running with the same build. I need to try the CC freeze build again soon. I know a lot of people have been using this in Battleground for Wizard. I don't really enjoy playing it. I really hate just doing CC and not really doing much damage. I know that it is a good support build. However, support isn't really what I enjoy playing for Battleground, but let me know if this is something you'd like me to test out. I've done it a couple of times. The last time I tested it, it wasn't actually as strong as this build that I've been using. I did a few matches with the full CC build and a few matches with this, my general build for Battleground and for Alley of Blood, Shadow War, etc. And actually I did still have more success with this than with the full CC build for Wizards. So, you know, using the Arcane Wind, using the freeze effect from Frostfield. I do obviously have Frostfield in this build, which does work really nicely, and we're still using that Scorch Electric Orb as well. Now there is a different variety of Scorch that you can use that works quite nicely as well. However, this I find generally works better in the build that I've put together here. I'll put the build detail, the link for it in the comments so that you can see for those that are new to my channel and for those that haven't seen any of my PvP videos before. But yeah, as I said, this still seems to work quite well for me. It's a nice mix of burn and freeze. And we have some nice damage over time effects from Angmits and also from Seeping Bile and from Viper's Bite as well. I have both of those poison gems in my build for this. So randomly, I've just been rewarded my first kill of the day, even though we killed that player just now. So I'm not entirely sure why that's come up now. Maybe I had an assist on something. Angmits and obviously the poison effects that I have, that sometimes gets the kill off screen, as well as Starfire. I actually really like Starfire Shard. I know a lot of people are undecided on it or say that the gem isn't that powerful. Mine's at rank 7 and there's a few times in Battleground that it's actually just got the kill for me without me being anywhere near to the player. And I also had an instance recently where a friend wanted to show me something with their PvP build in the training ground, and as soon as they attacked me, my Starfire triggered and literally took them out instantly. So it was quite funny because they were like, oh, don't attack me, I'm just going to show you something. I want to show you how quick it is for me to kill you. And I was like, yeah, sure, of course. And yeah, the second they hit me, my Starfire triggered and just took them down. So here once again, I've been taken down by that same monk. So as I said, this class is pretty much dominating in Battleground at the moment. I do feel that this may be a slightly higher resonance match as well, so I'm going to check that out at the end of the battle. It does feel like a few of these players are quite difficult for me to take down. Normally I don't have this much trouble with defeating players at all, but for this match I did seem to have quite a lot of trouble with actually just doing damage on people and taking them down. There's a lot of people as well that have the cheat death from different places. So obviously I have cheat death from my survivor pet, or savior pet, sorry, as well as having gladiator paragon with cheat death as well. But obviously barbarians and a few of the other classes have some extra things up their sleeves to help them survive, like necromancer with borrowed time, which, to be fair, I use that in PvP as well because it is a really good skill to have. So as I said, I feel like Wizard is at a little bit of a disadvantage with Battleground. Generally with the builds that we have, the recent essences for Wizard were pretty crap, to say the least. I don't know anyone that's actually running with them. I have one friend that managed to have some success with them in his PvP build with what he was using. But he's literally the only person that I've seen that's been happy with the Wizard essences that came out recently. I haven't actually covered them in a video for the fact that they've just been disappointing, and I was like, I really don't want to try and even make a build of these because they weren't giving much damage from what anyone had said and from what I tested out as well. But yeah, if you would still like me to make a video for those essences, let me know in the comments and I will do that as well. Now this Crusader is on my arse and I have no idea what they're using, but I am completely unable to do anything. As you see there on the screen, it says you can't do that right now. I couldn't get the healing orb, I couldn't use my teleport, I can use any skills there whatsoever. So answers in the comments. If you play Crusader and know what that person is using, please let me know, because I've not actually experienced that in Battleground yet. I don't know if that's one of the new essences for Crusader. Crusader isn't really a class that I know much about at all. It's not a class that I've played on my alt. It's one of the few classes I haven't actually played on my alt. But yeah, I've never ever experienced anything like that from a Crusader in Battleground before. Obviously I know they have a crazy amount of immunity most of the time, but I've never been able to, or never been unable to move like that and unable to use any skills like that before. So yeah, I'd be interested to know what that is exactly that they were using. So I'm just heading to this side, as that's generally where the majority of the enemy team are going. And oh, revenge is sweet. That is the player that just took me down. So it's nice to get their butt back there. Now, this match is close to ending. We're not going to win this based on the kills. We're definitely going to win this on time. I am finding in these Battlegrounds that I'm generally matching a lot of the time against legend ranked players. I'm not entirely sure why that is. If you're finding that as well, please let me know, because at silver rank I'm pretty sure I'm not meant to be matching against legend league players. I'm pretty sure that's only meant to happen once you're gold or legend rank yourself. But yeah, that's what I've been facing quite a lot in Battleground, which is quite interesting. I'm not entirely sure why that's happening, especially as my matches don't seem to take that long to match make. Generally it just takes me about 30 seconds to match make and be put into a battle for Battleground. So yeah, answers on a postcard please. So it was a victory for our team. You can see I didn't actually do that great here, but I have a feeling this might have been a little bit of a whale match. So let's take a look. This was the top player on our team, 5,700 resonance. Let's take a look at the other players. Okay, this guy has 6,000 resonance on the enemy team, and high secondaries there as well, 6k secondaries. This is that monk that I was struggling against, 5,400 resonance, and again high secondaries. And it's kind of like the same for all of these players, 6,000 resonance. I don't know why I was matched with these players. My secondaries and my reso is like 4,000. I think it's like 4,200 in this build. And my secondaries, the highest secondary I have is armor pen at 5,000. So yeah, a lot of higher stats here on these players. This is that Crusader that took me down as well. They're actually low resonance but high secondaries. You can see I was second from the bottom in this match, which is kind of disappointing. This was another player. This is someone from on our server. Again, fairly high secondaries there as well. But yeah, I was third from the bottom, not second from the bottom. And yeah, this was one of the other players as well. So yeah, a pretty interesting match. Didn't seem that balanced with the resonance. That's the only player that is near to my resonance there. And taking a look at the last player on the team, 4,000 resonance, so again close to my resonance, but quite high secondaries from a lot of these players. So an interesting match there, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed playing it. And that's it from me for now. I'll see you in the next one.